I remember when I was a new pastor at a church, and it was a large church, but we were at a staff meeting, and everybody saying, "How you doing?" And I said, "Oh, everything's great." And then I stopped and I said, "Well, you know what? That's a lie. Everything's not great." And I told the story about my son, who I had promised I'd take him to a Chicago Cubs baseball game. And I got busy at church, came home too late, and he was sitting on the back porch with his baseball glove and his baseball hat, and it was too late to go to the game. And I told him I was sorry, but what struck me was he wasn't mad at me. And the reason he wasn't mad at me is he'd come to expect it. He'd come to expect that I wasn't going to be there for him. I was too busy at church. And that caused a lot of our staff to confess similar shortcomings, that and to say we're not going to sacrifice our children on the altar of ministry. And that's we got up and we took a flip chart, and one by one we came to that flip chart and we wrote down the names of our children, and then we prayed and we said, God, help us do ministry in a way that doesn't destroy our own families. And that was a big commitment, and I'm thankful today that my son is a professor at a seminary and very vibrant in his faith. My daughter is a novelist who writes Christian fiction, and her and her husband write children's books about God. She's married to a seminary graduate. They're both following Christ. And I think a lot of that goes back to the fact that we just, at one point, we just stuck a stake in the ground and said we will not destroy our families in the process of building the church. It's tempting to do it, and one of the reasons it's tempting is you're good at what you do with the church. You feel competent. You're needed. You're appreciated. And we gravitate toward that. Family life can be messy. It can be more difficult. We don't feel as sure about ourselves. And, sometimes we just have to say, I'm going to guard my family. I'm going to do my ministry as best I can in the hours that God has given me. But I'm not going to let it chase away my children.